Rahim. Today I am going to discuss about the mycoplasma, important properties, pathogenesis and epidemiology, clinical finding, laboratory diagnosis, treatment, prevention. So first, what are the properties, main property of mycoplasma? Actually, mycoplasma is derived from Greek word mycos, meaning fungus, and plasine meaning to mold. Mycoplasma are called mycoplasma. Why they are called mycoplasma? Because their filamentous form resemble the filament of fungi. Look at this. These show that the bacteria look like the hyphae of the fungi, the mycelia of the fungi. Therefore, this bacteria is name is mycoplasma. You should remember that mycoplasmas are those bacteria that having no cell wall. They are cell wall-less bacteria, and you know that this bacteria survive without cell wall. Why? The question arises: why is this bacteria survive without the cell wall? Because they colonize osmotically protected habitat. Osmotically protected habitat, for example, animal and human bodies. And the second reason is that this bacteria is having a special type of lipids called sterols in their cell membrane. This sterol gives the membrane strength and rigidity. You know that mycoplasma are cell wall-less bacteria, but still they can prevent the osmotic burst. Why? Because this bacteria is having a sterol in the cell membrane, and this sterol provides strength and rigidity to the cell membrane. Other bacteria do not have sterol in the cell membrane, but they is having cell wall. They are pleomorphic bacteria. Why they are not? They are not having fixed shape. They are pleomorphic bacteria because they do not have cell wall. Now, if we talk about if we talk about the living organism, the smallest living organism on the earth, you know that mycoplasma are the smallest free living organism. It is microbes, and that can grow and reproduce independently of other cells. Now, if we talk about their diameter ranges from 0.1 micrometer to 0.8 micrometer. You know, originally scientists thought that mycoplasmas were viruses. Why? Because their small size and flexibility enable them to squeeze the pore of filters. Normally, bacteria are not filtered, but mycoplasma are filter having pores, and these pore bacteria filtered. So what happened due to this factor, the scientists thought that mycoplasma are viruses, but actually mycoplasma are not viruses. They are especially cell wall-less bacteria. You know that viruses having either DNA or RNA, but mycoplasma contain both RNA and DNA, and mycoplasma divide by binary fission. Due to these factors, mycoplasma are not viruses. Mycoplasma are cell wall-less bacteria. Uh, if we talk about the structure of these bacteria, isolate from the throat swabs and sputum grow on a medium containing horse serum and yeast extract. They form a distinctive colony with a fried egg shape. Look at this picture. These are look like fried egg. They look like fried egg. Because why? Because cell in the center of the colony grew into agar, while those around the perimeter only spread across the surface. Therefore, mycoplasma look like fried egg. Mycoplasma is having many species. One is Mycoplasma humilis. that is the causative agent of pelvic inflammatory disease, Mycoplasma pneumonia that causes atypical pneumonia, and Ureaplasma urolaticum that causes 20% of urethritis. Lecture. Now, in this lecture, I am going to discuss about the Mycoplasma pneumonia. Mycoplasma pneumonia is strictly aerobic, capsulated mycoplasma. They appear pink when gram stained. Why? Because this bacteria lacks cell wall and it acquired the primary dye. Mycoplasma is very important, clinically very important, because they causes atypical pneumonia. What is atypical pneumonia? Actually, you know that the early symptom of the Mycoplasma pneumonia including fever, malaise, headache, sore throat, and excessive sweating that are not typical of other type of pneumonia. They are not typically of other type of pneumonia. Therefore, Mycoplasma pneumonia is called primary atypical pneumonia. Now, the body responds to infection with a persistent unproductive cough in an attempt to clear the lung of the pathogen. When this pathogen comes to the body responds. They produce unprotective cough to eliminate the pathogen and to remove the accumulated mucus. Primary atypical pneumonia, they may last for several weeks, but it is usually not severe enough to require hospitalization or to cause death. Because symptom can be mild, therefore, due to the mild symptom, this disease, atypical pneumonia or the pneumonia caused by Mycoplasma pneumonia is sometimes called walking pneumonia. You should remember this term, walking pneumonia. Now, if we talk about the pathogenesis, the Mycoplasma pneumonia, only human infected by Mycoplasma pneumonia, a pathogen only per human. And what is the mode of transmission? The mode of transmission is respiratory droplets through coughing or sneezing. Now, when the bacteria come to the body, Mycoplasma pneumonia attached to the base of cilia, that causes the cilia to stop beating. You know that trachea is having cilia, respiratory trachea is having cilia. This bacteria come and this bacteria attaches to the base of the cilia and the beating of the cilia stop. What happen? Colonization eventually kill the epithelial cells. This interrupt the normal removal of mucus. Mucus will not be removed from the respiratory tract because the ciliary exhalatory system become infected. What happened? That allowing the pathogen could colonize other bacteria. Why? Because the mucus will be accumulated and mucus will be built up that irritate the respiratory tract and also create opportunity space for other bacteria. This bacteria also produces hydrogen peroxide which contribute to the damage to the respiratory cell. Look at these are ciliated cells. This ciliated cell is impacted by bacteria. The cilia are not moving, they are not beating. As a result, the mucus accumulated. When the mucus accumulated, it irritates the respiratory tract and the respiratory tract and difficulty in breathing. Mycoplasma pneumonia is only one serotype and it is antigenically distinct from other species of Mycoplasma. If we talk about the immunity is incomplete and second episodes of disease can occur. During Mycoplasma infection, autoantibody are formed. When the Mycoplasma enter the body, autoantibodies are produced against red cells. These are called cold agglutinin. And brain, lung, and liver cells, they infect the brain, lung, and liver cells. These antibody may be involved in some of the extrapulmonary manifestation of infection. The Mycoplasma pneumonia infection occur worldwide with an increased incidence in winter. You should note it. The organism is most frequent cause of pneumonia, especially in young adults, and is responsible for outbreak in groups with close contact, for example, families, militaries, personnel, and college students. It is estimated that only 10% of infected individuals actually get pneumonia. You know, Mycoplasma pneumonia account for about 5% to 10% of all community acquired pneumonia. Community acquired pneumonia mean that the immunity acquired from community, military personnel, and college student. What are the clinical findings? Mycoplasma pneumonia is I have already discussed that is the cause of atypical pneumonia. Primary, it was called primary atypical pneumonia. I have discussed that atypical pneumonia is also caused by Legionella pneumophila, which is also called Legionnaire disease, chlamydia pneumonia, and chlamydia psittacosis. These bacteria also called atypical pneumonia. You should remember that these bacteria cause atypical pneumonia. Coxiella burnetii cause Q fever, and viruses such as influenza virus and adenoviruses. These viruses and bacteria cause atypical pneumonia. The term atypical mean that the causative agent, the causative bacteria or virus cannot be isolated on routine media in the diagnostic laboratory, or that the disease does not resemble pneumococcal pneumonia. Therefore, the disease does not similar to pneumococcal pneumonia. Therefore, they can cause atypical pneumonia. The onset of Mycoplasma pneumonia is gradual, usually beginning with a non-reproductive cough, sore throat, or earache. Small amount of whitish non-bloody sputum are produced. Constitutional symptom of fever, headache, malaise, and myalgias are pronounced. Now, the velocity of finding on chest examination is in marked contrast to the prominence of the infiltrates seen on the patient chest X-ray. The disease resolves spontaneously in 10 to 14 days. In addition to pneumonia, Mycoplasma pneumonia, also called bronchitis. The extrapulmonary manifestation include Stevens-Johnson syndrome, erythema multiforme, Raynaud's phenomena, cardiac arrhythmias, arthralgias, hemolytic anemia, and neurologic manifestations such as Guillain-Barré syndrome. They are also associated with the. If we talk about the laboratory diagnosis, the diagnosis is not by culturing sputum sample. Why? Because it takes at least 1 week for colony to appear on the spatial media. Culture on regular media reveal only normal flora. Serological test is the mainstay of diagnosis. A cold agglutinin titer of 1:128 or higher is indicative of recent infection. Cold agglutinin or IgM autoantibody against type O red blood cells that agglutinate these cells at 4 degrees centigrade but not at 37 degree centigrade. However, only half of patients with Mycoplasma pneumonia will be positive for cold agglutinin. The test is non-specific. False positive result occur in influenza virus and adeno infections. The diagnosis of Mycoplasma pneumonia infection can be confirmed by fourfold or greater rise in specific antibody titer in the complement fixation test. Now, what is the treatment? The choice of drug is macrolides such as erythromycin or azithromycin or tetracycline such as doxycycline. The fluoroquinolone such as levofloxacin is also effective. These drugs shorten the duration of symptom, although as mentioned earlier the disease resolves spontaneously. There is no vaccine or other specific preventive measures. Mycoplasma humanus cause of fulvic inflammatory disease. Ureaplasma urulaticum may cause approximately 20% of cases of non-gonococcal urethritis. Uroplasma can be distinguished from Mycoplasma by their ability to produce the enzyme urease, which degrade urea to ammonia and carbon dioxide